I would like to talk about some of my ultra cycling races which I have done in last 5 years or so. And so I started doing ultra cycling in 2015, and then I did race across America in 2017, and then 2018 I did Red Bull Trans Siberian Extreme, and in 2021 I did ride across India. So, but I was a very chubby boy in my school days, and I was mostly focusing on my academics and my education. And but later on, I started doing training in the gym, and I did very serious bodybuilding for 4 years. But this is very long time back in 2002 or so, and then later on I moved to Taekwondo, martial arts, and I trained in Taekwondo in Hyderabad when I was working in Hyderabad, and then I started running marathons, a lot of marathons. I started doing cycling. I got into triathlon in 2012, and I've done a lot of Ironman races, half Ironman races all over the world, around 17 of them. And but in 2015, I took a very major decision in my life. I left my full-time job as a chief operating officer of Seva Mother Foundation and went back to my hometown Nagpur and started my own Miles and Milers Endurance Sports Academy, and started organizing marathons, and started encouraging people for outdoor training, outdoor sports training. In 2015, I did Deccan Cliffhanger, which is a 650-kilometer ultra cycling race from Pune to Goa. And this was the first time somebody from Nagpur, Central India, did this race successfully, and I qualified for Race Across America, which is popularly called as RAM. So, this is some of the newspaper cuttings, and then later on, in 2017 I did something called as Race Across America, which is a 5,000-kilometer cycle race from west coast to east coast of America, and all you get is 12 days to do this race successfully. So you have to ride every day around 450 to 500 kilometers per day to do this race successfully, and it's a non-stop race. Once the clock stops, it never stops. So there is no extra time to sleep or something or change your clothes. So what happens is, when you are cycling so long, you can just sleep for 1 or 2 hours a day for 12 days. So that is how you are able to finish this race. So this was my team in Race Across America. Most of the people were from Nagpur or adjoining places, or people who are settled in US but have some connection to Nagpur. So this was me at the start point, and we did the race successfully in 11 days, 21 hours, and I became the first Indian to do the race successfully in my first attempt. And so this was our team. It was a very big dream to realize, and I dreamt it, I dared it, I trained for it, and I did this race. So in 2018, I did something called as Red Bull Trans Siberian Extreme, which is a 9,100-kilometer cycle race in Russia. It is world's longest ultra cycling race, and you can see the route map of the race on the globe. So it's 9,100 kilometers from that blue point Moscow to the red point Vladivostok. So this is the another illustration of the race route, how it actually goes in Russia, and so it goes over Kazakhstan, Mongolia, China, Korea, and it ends in Vladivostok. So it's a very one of the most difficult endurance races in the world to ride so long and so in such difficult terrain and situation. So this was me riding through very rough weather conditions in Siberia, and in some of the stages I had to cycle 45 hours to 58 hours non-stop. so to finish that stage. So it was a very tough challenge to finish, and I'm the only Asian, only Indian, and only seventh in the world to actually have finished this race successfully. And later on, during the COVID lockdown, I did an indoor cycling ride for 48 hours non-stop from my home, and we streamed it all live on Facebook, and we raised 2 lakh rupees for Nagpur Police Department and Nagpur Municipal Corporation. So this was something I did in the lockdown, and later on we did ride across India in February 2021. So what is this ride across India? It's a 6,000 kilometer cycle ride, non-stop cycle ride from Mumbai to Bangalore, Bangalore to Chennai, Chennai to Visakhapatnam, to Bhubaneswar, Calcutta, Calcutta to Varanasi, New Delhi to Jaipur, Udaipur, and then back to Mumbai. So it's 6,000 kilometers, and this was my crew team which actually supported me when I was doing the ride, and we did a very state of art ride where we used a lot of technology for satellite tracking, tracking my heart rate, tracking my power, tracking my lot of other parameters when I was actually cycling. So we did this ride in a very tough Indian terrain condition, Indian traffic condition, and a lot of rough roads and all. And we did the ride in record time, which is now officially a world ultra cycling record in 13 days, 9 hours, 50 minutes across the Golden Quadrilateral. And during this ride, we raised around 9 lakh rupees of fund for Lok Biradari Prakalpa, which is headed by Dr. Prakash Amte in Hemalkasa. So we did fundraising during this ride, and apart from that, I am also the bicycle mayor of the Nagpur, and I'm actually my job is to promote cycling and cycling for day-to-day activities. So my job is to actually encourage people to use cycle for their daily activities. Have more and more people use cycle for short commutes. So the objective is, when you are going to market, which is 1 or 2 kilometers away from your home, you can actually use a cycle rather than a motorcycle or a car. So let's try to make integrate cycle into our life, because cycle is the vehicle of the future, and the more and more we are gonna have to use cycle as our means of transport. So our four main messages to the citizens of Nagpur are, cycle to market, cycle to school, cycle to office, and cycle to meet friends, cycle to chai. So that's what we want to do on how to make Nagpur a cycling city, create cycling infrastructure, increase awareness, administrative policy changes, and improve the safety on the road. So that's what I do, and thank you for your time, and very happy Independence Day to all of you. Thanks a lot.